大家好 ，Hello everybody， 我是 Dr. Lo，I am Dr. Lo。OK， 现在 now， 老师 want to brief you on the second round of the final reminders on how to do well in your final written test for 华语 ，and this can be applied for 华语1、华语2、华语3。Okay, so students, you are having the 3 sections under the MCQ and the 3 sections under the subjective questions. Okay, so students, you need to know that for MCQ, it is very direct. First part, you have the fill in the blanks. So this is easier, just you need to be careful to find which is the right words for that. And basically, all this depends on whether you remember the meaning for the vocabulary. If you can remember well, normally no problem for the first 5 questions. The second 5, this is the section of the Chinese characters or HANZI. Okay, so for this one, similarly, if you can recognize this character and that character, there will be no problem at all. But you need to know that for the 5 questions, you will have the 2 characters question. You will have the 3 or 4 characters one, and you may also have like a 5 to 6 characters in a question. So it means they are a combination of different characters. So what you need to do is you need to look at them carefully and find out which one match which meaning. All right. For example, okay, we want you to recognize Miss Lily. Miss Lily. So we'll give you Lily 先生, we'll give you Lily 小姐, and others. So you need to go and recognize how 老师 told you about a lady. There is a lady radical, the thin one, and how this is different from the mama and the 姐姐, the 姐, because Miss Lily is a Lily 小姐. So you need to recognize. So this is part 2. All right. And then for the MCQ part 3 is a translation. FANYI. So for the FANYI, again, you need to remember the structure. Basically, the structure for the Mandarin sentences, there are 4 main elements. But sometimes the sentence involve only 2 elements, or maybe involve only 3 elements, but maybe involve 4. So if let's say 4 elements, you have to really know people and timing, or timing and people, you can exchange. Provided that the timing is not a question word. If there is a question word, for example, 星期几, what day? 几月几号, what month at what day? 几点, all this, you cannot place them as the beginning. It will be at the second. People will come first. But if they are not the question words, for example, we say, 今天早上8点. All these are the time phrases. Okay? So you can say, oh, 今天早上8点, then 我和爸爸 do something. Or you want to say, 我和爸爸 first. 今天早上8点. The next, 可以. After time and people, the next, it will be the place first. Because according to the logical of Mandarin, you need to be at that place. Okay? For example, 在餐厅 or 去大学. The place, right, you recognize with the words of 在 and 去 and 来. 来我的家, come to my house. Okay, so all these words will tell you, okay, they will continue with the place. So after the place, then only, for Mandarin sentence, then only we will tell about the activity. Okay, so 去大学, for example, and then 见系主任, to meet the head of program. Okay, and sometimes you'll see that there are 2 activities. Okay, then you have to think of which one should be first, which one should be second. So for this one, all the time sequence is important. For example, 上网玩游戏. Why you need to say 上网 first? Because you need to be online first. Then only 玩游戏. All right. Okay. For example, you want to say you go to the 5th floor to meet Liu 老师. So you will say first, which action come first? You go to the 5th floor. So 去5楼. Then what? 见刘老师, which is 老师. Okay? All right. So this is for translation. So 老师 is done with the 3 parts. All this under MCQ for the online platform examination. Okay? If you go back to the physical one, no more multiple choice. Everything you have to produce out and write out. For the HANZI, you need to write about 20 to 30 Chinese characters, and you have 10 questions. All the translation, you need to translate out by yourself. Okay? But now, what Lao Shi brief you is about the online examination. So 3 sections under the MCQ, another 3 will be subjective. And so important, Lao Shi say that you need to produce the full sentence. Okay, now Lao Shi will start with the 理解, comprehension. So for the comprehension, very important, you need to read carefully. While you're reading, try to underline. Okay? Underline some main activities. Okay? Timing. If can, you may use all the underline for timing and people. And then you use a circle for places. And you use a triangle or rectangle for all the activities. Then when you want to find the answers, you can easily find the answers. Okay, all right. So you read the passage and then go to see the questions. And very, very, very important, students, when we ask you anything, all right, there will be a question word. You need to understand what is the question word. Whether we ask you 谁, siapa, who, we ask you 哪里, where, or we ask you 做什么, do what, or we ask you 几点, what time, or we ask you 什么时候, when. So, very important. If we ask you 几点, that is easier. You go and find the time, and remember, bring down the time. Don't bring down the full sentence from the top. Okay? If we ask you, 阿丽的爸爸几点回家? What time coming back home? Okay, you couldn't find. Oh, 晚上11点, let's say. So bring down the 晚上11点. And then replace the question word. And how to give the full sentence? You have to follow the question, not the one on top. The one on top maybe so happen that the sentence is the same with the question, but Lao Shi can tell you most of the time they are different. Okay, so if you bring down the sentence like that, you will not get full marks because you do not understand. We assume you do not understand the question. So for the 理解, it is very important. You need to follow the question style. The question style said, 今天早上阿丽的爸爸几点? You see? 今天早上 this morning, we haven't told you what time. 今天早上阿丽的爸爸几点去吉隆坡? Let's say. So you know that is a, let's say it's a 早上 is a 8 o'clock 8点. Then you follow the question. 今天早上阿丽的爸爸8点去吉隆坡. Okay, 好的. So remember, follow question style. Then 老师 want to highlight one more thing that is about 几点 and 什么时候. If 老师if the question asks you 什么时候, you need to go and gather all the information for the timing. For example, just now, 老师 said, 今天早上阿丽的爸爸8点去吉隆坡. If the question asks you, 阿丽的爸爸什么时候去吉隆坡? You need to know that. You need to give all the information on the timing. You cannot just give the 8点. So you need to give the 今天, you need to give the 早上, You need to give the 8点. So combine all this and follow question. Remove the 什么时候, include the 今天早上8点. The rest copy back. Unless they ask you, 你, let's say the story is about 我. I do this, I do that. Then they ask you, 你, then you answer 我. But for comprehension, normally they don't ask you 你 and 我. Okay? They'll give people's name normally. Okay? All right. So finally, remember, starting when you answer, starting must be capital letter. Ending will be a full stop. And then in between, let's say involve all the 购物中心 or let's say 医院 hospital. If this is a nama khas, the proper noun, you need to follow. If let's say they say 卡江医院, the K big, the Y big, you need to follow. Okay, you cannot make K big, the Y 医院, you make it small. Cannot. All right. 好的. So that is for the 理解. Okay, the next one will be the rearranging. Okay, rearranging the last part. Okay, now is the 5th section, yeah? The forming question or constructing question. Bina soalan. For this part, we will give you statements. Ayat pernyata. You need to make it into question. Okay? And everybody remember, starting, you need to be capital letter, ending question mark. Okay? And the step one to do, look at what is underlined. Okay? If let's say a place is underlined, for example, 彭亨的关丹. Let's say the question is, 阿丽住在彭亨的关丹. Ali live in Pahang punya Kuantan or Kuantan Pahang. But Mandarin, bigger unit first and then smaller unit. Okay, so that's why 彭亨的关丹. All right, so we underline 彭亨的关丹. So what is this? You have to ask yourself, is this a place? Is this time? Is this an activity? Or is this a people? So you know that this is a place. So you need to remove whatever which are underlined. Remove the 彭亨的关丹 and then include 哪里. And then the second part, any words that are not underlined, you have to copy back. Ali 住在 and then continue 哪里. And now, because this question is a third party, Ali, so you just say back Ali. But if this question is about 我住在彭亨的关丹, 我住在, then the 彭亨的关丹, you already replace with the 哪里. The 我, the personal pronoun, you have to make it 你. 你住在哪里? So this is a special case. Okay, one more special case. This is about, okay, wait. 老师 want to highlight one thing which 老师 has forgotten just now. Okay, 老师 go back to 理解 for a while. Okay, 理解 for a while. For example, 老师 ask about birthday. This is for level 1. Okay, the text say, 2月2号是刘老师的生日. 2nd February is 刘老师的生日. This is the one in the text. But the question asks you, 刘老师的生日是什么时候? So students, you have to really remember, you have to follow the question style. So you know from the top, the birth date is 2nd February, 2月2号. But when you answer, what you need to do, you have to follow question. 刘老师的生日是2月2号. So you don't copy from the top. 2月2号是刘老师的生日. Okay, so this is some additional tips, okay, for the 理解. All right, so come back to the Bina soalan. Okay, one more final tips for you. Okay, there's about 谁. Okay, So 谁 is for siapa, who. Okay, but there are one of what we call some special cases. If you are given family members, a group of family members. Okay, for example, Siti 的家有爸爸妈妈一个哥哥两个弟弟和 Siti. So for this one, if they underline all the 爸爸妈妈一个哥哥 all that, you have to replace with 什么人什么人. You cannot include 谁. But if this is not a group of family members, okay, they'll just say 阿丽和西蒂去公园跑步. They underline 阿丽和西蒂. So for this one, you remove the 阿丽和西蒂, you need to include 谁, and you cannot include 什么人. All right. Okay, and so finally, 老师 will show you the susun ayat, okay, or rearranging words. Okay, let us look at this one. Okay, students, come to the last section. This is the rearranging words, which we call the killing part or killing section, because students feel so much of difficulties to rearrange the words into a correct order. 老师 has prepared 5 sets for you. Each set, there are 5 questions, okay? 4 to 5 questions. And now 老师 will use a few questions to quickly guide you on how to do these rearranging words. Okay, so now 老师 will show you this question 3. So you see here, you need to check if there is any comma. So here you see, after the 主妇, there is a comma. So you should know that actually this 主妇 will be the middle of a sentence. And if you really study your syllabus, you know that before 主妇, it is 家庭. So you see, 老师 use the word, you see, use the same color. Okay, for you, you can also either use the circle or the triangle or rectangular to go and group them. So you see, 老师 can see that 家庭主妇 will be 1. And then 老师 also notice there is 是 and 不是. Ialah dan bukan. Okay? Is or is not. And then try to find people. Okay? We always try to find people, try to find timing. But here you see, there is no timing. There is no activity. Okay? So try to find the people. Oh, you see that we see 姐姐 and we see Betty. If you see these two like that, most probably it will be Betty 的姐姐. You don't say 姐姐的 Betty. Okay? Betty punya kakak. This is the subject. And later, you can decide you want to say 不是 and 是, or you want to say 是 and 不是. That is no problem. Okay, so 老师 choose for you 不是家庭主妇, not the housewife. 她是老师. Okay? If you want to take turn, it's okay. But 老师 want to show you for the last two. If you use this 老师, you go and put a comma here, then it depends on your luck. If the schema for this semester, the exam question setter, they do not want to accept this, then you will be wrong. Sometimes they may give a chance. Okay, although in the question already put here, the comma belong to 主妇. Okay, but they still give you correct. Okay, so students, be safe, do this, follow this. Okay, 好的. Let us go for, okay, 好. For other questions, 老师 just show you that you can pause and you can study. Okay, and two, and here. All right. Okay, so come to the set 2, focus on chapter 3. Okay, so you can see that here, who is the person? Okay, person, you can see city, you can see woman. All right, and then there is a story about 生日, and the comma belong to the 生日. Okay, so try to see 老师 make it the front part with the green. Okay, so in Mandarin, normally the reason, if there is any reason, you will say first. Because of this reason, only the next thing happen. So here, what is the reason? 明天是 Siti 的生日. This is the reason. And so, 我们请她看电影. And so you invite her to watch a movie. So here, you need to see the 看, see the blue, and the 电影, you need to group together. All right? And then you need to invite, then only you watch. So this is the way how you need to see. All right, the next one, I'll just show you. Okay, and then the last two for the set 2. And all right, we enter chapter 4. So chapter 4, the first 2. Okay. And then now Lao Shu wants to show you the 3 and 4. So the 3, okay, look. Lao Shu try to group them already. So you see the timing, 昨天下午. And you need to know bigger unit first. Okay, 昨天 must come first, then 下午. And then people, 你. So you want to do 你 and 昨天下午 is okay. All right. And then after timing and people, try to find the place. So you see, 老师 put the orange color, the place, 去办公室. And the activity, 老师 put in the blue, 见系主任. But students must be very careful. This one ending, there is a question mark. Means that this question is a question. It's a question. So there is a mark. Okay, you need to push to the back. So means that 昨天下午你去办公室 you go to the, or you went to the office 见系主任吗 to meet the head of program or not? Okay, next one. Okay, 老师 also show you that you see the timing is so long. Okay, 明天早上10点. Either you want to say put it at the second, you want to put it at the first, it's okay. And then the 我们, you see, 我们. All right. And where is the place? 去6楼. So you need to find 6 and then the 楼. Okay, so 去6楼. And what happened? What is the activity? 交功课. All right, then the answer is out. Okay, one more. Here you see, who is the people? 王老师. Okay, and then is there any timing? You find out that no timing. Then you go and find the place. And now you see the place, there are a lot of information. Okay, involve 3楼, 3rd floor. Involve the classroom number. And so you need to know that you need to say the bigger unit first. 3楼 is bigger. Okay, and then one of the room, 308号教室. You need to know to say the room number for a classroom, you have to say the room number first. Okay, so with this part, this will be the middle part. And finally, 上课. All right, okay. And here, 老师 just show you, okay, where you can pause and you can watch and understand. And this one. All right. And then the last two here. Okay, quickly. 星期六下午 timing, people, 他们, and then the place, 要去大学 and 听讲座. And here, 你们去电影院 go to the cinema place, 看华语片 and activity, and they ask you 了吗 already or not. Okay, 好, this is chapter 5, and so chapter 6, 老师 just show you. All right, and here, quickly you see, timing, 星期天下午, people, Adam 和同学, and then after saying two of them, only you put the 日期. And then place, 去吉隆坡, and the activity, 买手机. And the last two, 老师 let you to see by yourself. Okay, all right, students, so we are done. And 老师 hope that you will do well in your written tests. Okay.